Hello and welcome to my video. So in this video I'll be wheel throwing vases. So I'm wheel throwing vases because this is actually a project for my ceramics class. We are required, as I mentioned in the last vase video I had, we are required to throw 5 vases, and that one of them has to be 7 inches tall, one has to be altered on the wheel, like an altered form, which you'll see later me do. And that one was the most challenging for me, but we'll get to that. And then one has to have texture, and I just went with a lot of crazy vases. So for this vase project, I wanted to stretch my bounds. I wanted to learn a lot, and so I did a lot of wavy vases, a lot of bubbly, altered forms, and just stretch my creativity and just try to see how crazy a vase can get. As you saw there, the first vase that I started off with was a pretty simple one. I just started with a cylinder, as I do with every other vase, and then we had to show that we could collar. And so for that vase, I just made a very bellied out vase form, and then I added a bunch of waves throughout the vase walls, and then I collared in the top of the cylinder, and that made the vase. It kind of looked like a beehive there, and this is kind of the same form. It's a very simple very simple vase, and I made it very thick intentionally, which you'll see later that I added some texture onto that one. And then this one was very bellied out, so it was challenging to keep it consistent because once you collar in, the rim wobbles a little bit. But for that one, I added a lot of texture, and it was basically just a ball. And I liked that one. That one was pretty fun to throw. I wanted to do a lot of forms that I haven't done before. I wanted to try to push myself, like I said, and I think I did successfully do that. I think it was definitely a lot of fun to throw vases. I would say right now my favorite things to throw are vases, mugs, giant bowls, and yeah, that's probably my favorite so far, actually. Just giant bowls, vases, and mugs. I enjoy the giant forms on the wheel. And this is another one that I did. I wanted to do a very circular, bottom-bellied vase. I trimmed up the form of that vase because I wasn't really happy with the form, but I was able to change the form a little bit when I was trimming. As you can see here on this vase, I made the same shape. It was around the ball shape. And then I had to do one vase that was required for the 5 vases, which was altered on the wheel. So as I mentioned, it was texture, had to be altered on the wheel, and then it had to be 7 inches tall. So this one, I wanted to change the form to like a very, I don't know, it's like a fish tank shape almost, but it was a circle, and then I just pushed in the 2 sides. And then I had to fix the rim because it obviously morphed the rim, as you saw there. It did make it a little inconsistent, but I fixed that up later by trimming it. And trimming was also a very challenging aspect of this vase project. As you saw there, I don't know if you could see from the time lapse, but I did end up carving in too far into this vase, and the vase almost flew off the wheel, but luckily I caught it. I was being a little bit impatient here, if I have to admit, because this vase didn't fit the chuck, and the chuck has to soak, which, if you don't know what a chuck is, it's a device you put your vase inside of, so it can be held on the wheel while you trim it. And I was impatient because for these vases I didn't really want to soak the chuck in water and then have to wait for the clay to stick to the chuck, which is required when trimming. And so I almost failed the vase, but I learned from my mistakes, and I trimmed it up, and I was patient, and the trimming process went smoothly after that. And then for that vase, as you saw there, I just carved texture into it because I intentionally made it thick so then I can carve it, like I mentioned earlier. And I do really like the vases I made. I want to go a little bit bigger next time. I'm planning my final project for Ceramics 2 to be a very large vase, like a moon jar. But and that'll definitely be challenging, but I'm willing to take it on. And it's been hard recently because I haven't had too much time to do ceramics, but I have been really enjoying this project and vases and everything I've been doing during ceramics. It's been a lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you like the vases as much as I do. And I will see you in the next one.